the kind you wear it tight. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says the world can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host tonight, Devin, and joining me, we got Rob.
Hey guys, I'm Rob.
And we don't have a Webby, it's just me and Rob. But that's okay, because Webby is on the mend, and I am here to lead you all to salvation. I am the Moses of SU.
I told Webby I would let everyone know that he's burying the neighbors in the forest. That is why he's
Yes, rightfully so. But apparently his neighbors also been guarded by bear assassins, so he's also fighting off bear assassins while doing so. It's going to be a whole movie about it. It's like John Wick 7. It's coming out. Don't worry about it. Eventually. So Webby is starring in John Wick 7. That's why he's not here right now. But I'm going to talk about, for the first little bit of this time, I'm going to talk about why I refuse to help people anymore.
Boy.
I hate helping people. So, coworker texts me before work. It's like, hey, I got a ride to work, but I can't get home. You mind taking me home? Sure, buddy. No problem. I just have to get off one exit early and drop you off. No big deal. So, that happens. And we had a busy day. Didn't have a chance to eat really late, like a 5-minute lunch, and then which was like a Pop-Tart and something to drink, and that was it. So, he kind of had the similar experience. So he's like, hey, I'll tell you what, buddy. I'm going to buy you something to eat for dropping me off from work. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a fantastic idea because I'm hungry. And I would love if you bought me something to eat. So we get off the freeway. And right when you get off the freeway, there's a McDonald's. Now, I, personally, I'm not like the biggest McDonald's fanboy of all time, but I like McDonald's. I'll eat it every now and again. I don't know how you feel about McDonald's, Rob, but I kind of like McDonald's.
Yeah,
I'll eat McDonald's. It's pretty good stuff, right? Not the best food in the world, but not the worst food. I'll eat McDonald's. So here I am, about to go to McDonald's. Some asshole cuts me off and we missed the exit. We're like, oh, we don't miss the exit, but we missed the turn into McDonald's. And there's a lot of construction, so it's not like I could have done like a wide turn. So I just missed the turn. Not a big deal. We're like, you know what? Not a big deal. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to flip around. There's like 3 more McDonald's on the way home. So we go to the second McDonald's. We get to the second McDonald's. There's a long line of people. Like a stupid long line of people. I'm like, these guys must have all got missed for the other McDonald's turn too, because there's a lot of people here. So I'm like, huh, all right. So we stayed in line for a minute. And I'm like, and he looks at me, he's like, we're going to be in this line for a while. I'm like, yeah, we've been sitting here for like 5 minutes and we haven't moved a car. So he's like, there's another McDonald's by my house. Let's just go there. I'm like, you know what? Great idea. Turn around and leave. First mistake. Left. We're driving down the road, more construction, not a big deal, just whatever, right? So we get there, I pull up McDonald's, signs off. I'm like, this doesn't look good. But then there's like 2 cars. I'm like, okay. And they're not pulling up and leaving immediately. They're sitting there like, oh, they're ordering food. All right, cool. So I pull in. I'm sitting behind these 2 cars. 5 minutes goes by. Finally, car moves. All right. He had a big order. No big deal. Listening to some music, relaxing. I pull up. I hear nothing. I go, okay. I go, hello? I hear nothing. And then I see the other car pull off. And he doesn't pull off and go to the window. He pulls off and leaves. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, hello? Nothing. And I'm like, did this fucker just sit at this window yelling hello or sitting there hoping someone would talk to him for 5 minutes? And I sat behind him for 5 minutes thinking that he was talking to somebody this whole fucking time. And yes, that's exactly what happened. So they had nobody there. So we left there. And he's just like, all right, there's a Burger King directly across the street from my house. We can go there. I'm like, all right, Burger King sounds fine. I'm not the biggest fan, but in a pinch, it'll work. And this is a pinch because I want to go home. So we get to Burger King. I get to Burger King. They go, hey, But I order my food. I'm like, oh yeah. I get to the window, and she's like, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, we're cash only right now. You bitch. So I'm like, all right. I load my wallet, and I'm like, I broke my last 20. I don't have any money. I look at him. He's like, I don't have any cash either. And I'm like, well, I guess we're not getting McDonald's or Burger King. So we leave Burger King, and I'm like, I'm fucking done with this shit. So then I'm driving him to his house. Like, we turn out of there, and I look down the street, and I see the sign, the glowing red sign of my salvation, KFC. I'm like, oh, there's a KFC. They're open. A car just turned in. Let's do this. He's like, I'll pay for KFC. That's fine. We go to KFC. I wait a little bit, like 2 cars in front of me. Not a big deal. I get to the window. I look at the woman, and I was like, I will have 1 spicy chicken sandwich. And he's like, I want chicken tenders. He's like, all right, and an order of chicken tenders. And she goes, yeah, we're out of spicy chicken sandwiches and chicken tenders. And I go, okay. And then I hear her take a breath. And I was like, oh, this can't be good. She goes, we are out of all original recipe, all spicy, chicken tenders, sandwiches, chicken bites. She goes down the entire menu. And I'm like, what do you have? And she goes, I have extra crispy wings and extra crispy drumsticks. That's it. And I go, I guess I'll take an extra crispy wing and an extra crispy drumstick box. And she's like, you want macaroni and cheese with that? And I'm like, I feel like if I say no and I ask for something else, you're going to tell me you're out. And she's like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm like, all right, then I will take that with macaroni and cheese because I'm hungry. So after all that driving, which by the way, we passed the KFC on the way home. Like, I could have went to a KFC that probably had food, but I was like, a burger sounds really good. So I passed on the first KFC. That's the icing on the cake of the story. But after all of that, not only did I not get what I wanted, wind up going to KFC, which is not what I wanted, but I was okay with it. Then didn't even get my order I wanted from the restaurant I wound up going to, which was like the 5th restaurant in line. I was basically just given food because I didn't have a choice. It was just like, you have this or you have nothing. So all in all, that's what took me.
A lot of that's been going around lately because Webby and I ordered Taco Bell from Grubhub, and the Grubhub driver calls me, and it's like 8:00, and he's like, "Hey, I've never heard of this before, but Taco Bell is out of beef." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what I said too." He's like, "They have steak and they have chicken." So I asked Webby, and he's like, "I'll have the chicken," and I'm like, "I guess I'll have steak." But he's like, when he gets here to drop off the food, he's like, I have never heard of a Taco Bell running out of ground beef. I was like, neither have I. So, and then when I was eating my tacos, like, I could tell they were also running out of steak because there was less and less in each taco.
Like, the first taco, I was like, oh, the steak's not that bad. The second taco was like, this is like suspiciously less steak than the first taco. The third taco was just like 1 piece of steak with a bunch of lettuce and cheese. You're like, wait a minute.
Pretty much, yes.
Wait a damn minute. So yeah, that was my reason why I was late. I was late for no fucking reason I was trying to get food, and that's why I was late. And I could have just came home and had tacos, but I didn't really want tacos. I was like, I don't want tacos. And I should have just came home and had tacos. Moral of the story is, I should have had tacos.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's how that went. And that's why I'm never helping people again. So there's that. Now, Rob, I watched 2 movies recently, and I'm going to give kind of a spoiler-free review. But before I get into those movies, my question to you is, sir, have you seen any movies or TV shows that you maybe want to talk about?
I recently watched Shadow and Bone, which was pretty good.
Shadow and Bone. I feel like
it's the one where it has like wizard people that are born with powers, but they're like some of them are wind,
and it's like
fire.
But is it kind of like steampunky at parts too?
Yeah, they have to travel on a train at one point through the giant wall of shadow.
Yep. I started watching that, and like the first episode didn't like draw me in. And I was like, it's on my list still. Like, I'm gonna watch this, but I'm not like super like dying to see it kind of thing.
Yeah, that I've seen. We watched Sons of Anarchy. I've never seen it before. Webby watched it for the second time. I liked seasons 1 through 6. Season 7, I hated the entire season. Completely hated the entire thing. But 1 through 6, I really enjoyed.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, the reason I hated 7 was because there was no... Like, I don't like shows where there's no good guy, basically, and season 7 just made everyone into terrible people. I was like, this is just watching terrible people kill each other and die. I don't enjoy this at all.
Terrible people be terrible people?
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, yeah, it is what it is.
That makes sense. I mean, no, that's like an actual like fair argument there. Like, that's fair. But yeah,
we just started watching Raising Jupiter. We're like 4 episodes in. And that's pretty good too.
Okay.
I don't know if
Raising Jupiter. I'm trying to like jog a memory here.
The newer superheroes, like the
right. Okay, yeah.
They all have
my
kids.
List. I've been on my list. I've been wanting to kind of like look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, I'll let you go now. I think that's everything I've seen recently.
All right. Hold on one second here. Give me a second here.
Or Jupiter's Legacy, I think it's called. Not Raising Jupiter.
Okay. Jupiter's Legacy. Give me a second here. Sorry, I'm just trying to close out of something on my computer that popped up and it's pissing me off.
No problemo. Oh, we did recently watch I forget what it's called, but it was cute.
It was cute.
Ulysses, something in Ulysses, the one with the squirrel, the superhero squirrel.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh fuck, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh god, I can't think of it. What are you talking about? Oh man, I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about though. I know what you're talking about. Ulysses.
Yeah, it's the girl's name. I don't remember what it is though.
Ah man,
Flora
and Ulysses. There you go. Yep. I know what you're talking about. That was actually pretty solid. That was pretty good. So I watched 2 movies. One I saw in theaters. One is the new free movie on HBO. Not free, but new free-ish movie. You got to pay for a subscription on HBO Max. The Angelina Jolie movie.
Mm-hmm.
The new one. Which is called Those Who Want Me Dead, I believe. Is what it's called. Those Who Want Me or Wish Me Dead. Those Who Wish Me Dead, I think it's called. Yeah, Those Who Wish Me Dead. That's what it's called. Yeah, Those Who Wish Me Dead. It's like a drama movie. It's actually it's alright. Like it's not bad. It does kind of lull in parts, and it's a weird. So it basically stars Angelina Jolie's character. She's a fire jumper or a smoke jumper. Sorry, she's a smoke jumper, and I don't know where they are exactly. I think out in Montana. Yeah, out in Montana, like the Montana wilderness. And it has John Barenthal. He's like the sheriff of the town of like the area, and I guess he assigns like the smoke jumpers.
Because smoke jumpers, because I don't.
They are people who jump into forest fires.
Okay.
So they'll fly over and jump into forest fires and fight them from the inside, or like help pull people out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or after like a fire went through an area, they'll like parachute in. They'll fly over and like look for survivors and parachute down and actually like rescue them there. Mm-hmm. It's like extreme firefighting, basically.
Yeah, gotcha.
But so yeah, she's Angelina Jolie She's out there. John Barenthal. Well, she like apparently messed up. This is right in the thing. I'm not like spoiling this part. It's like right in the description. But she basically on a call prior. I don't know how many at some time ago made a call and she misread the direction of a fire and got one of her guys killed. Or somebody misread the direction of the fire. She got one of her guys killed. So she's kind of haunted by this. In fact, I think it's like the opening scene of the movie. So I'm like, it's not really like a spoiler. She's haunted by the fact. So she's kind of like does like Daredevil stupid shit to kind of like make it up. And so she does. Basically, she hops in the back of a pickup truck and they speed down this dirt road with a parachute on, and then she just jumps off and parachutes like super low. Like he gets like 80 miles an hour, and she like pulls the cord and like flings herself off the fucking back of a truck. And lands in a ditch, and then that's when John Barenthal pulls up. Like he's like the sheriff pulls up. It's like, yo, get in. She's like, what, you gonna arrest me? So he like arrests her, and then drives her over to a fire tower, like a watchtower. And it's like, all right, you're gonna just spend some time here. So he leaves her there to have her be like the fire watcher. So basically, she's like a really like boring job, and I would go freaking crazy because like you're in like this 40-foot fucking tower in the middle of the forest, like away from civilization by yourself. Just like looking over the forest, like to see if there's a fire. Right? And that's basically what it is. So she's there, and then for one reason or another, there's a father and a son on the run, and the boy winds up getting separated, so he's on the run by himself at some point, and then runs into Angelina Jolie, and then she kind of gets roped into this whole fiasco, and then John Barenthal gets roped into the whole fiasco, and it involves hitmen. It's pretty cool. It's actually like a pretty decently cool movie. I will say this: Angelina Jolie, for being Angelina Jolie in this kind of movie, you think she'd be like exciting and like in your face? Very boring, like very just like laid back in terms of like a very muted character, very muted. Like she doesn't really have any scenes that's like super stand out in this movie. Like it's like it all. I'm not saying it's like she phoned it in, but I feel like the way her character was written and the way like she plays this character, when like you know what Angelina Jolie is capable of doing in her other movies, it's very much just like they only paid me $10 million for this movie, so I'm only going to give you $10 million of like me or whatever it was, right? Like that's kind of how it feels. Like it's not like she's totally fine. Like, but I mean, I get it. She's not playing like a badass in the movie. Like she's a badass, but she's not playing like Laura Croft badass, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And so she's acting like that, but even just like in general, like she's just a very like muted kind of character. But I do enjoy the movie. It's a pretty good movie. I mean, I think it has like a 6 on IMDb. I would say like a 6-7. I think that's probably fair. It's not like a bad movie. It's definitely something you can sit down and watch. If I paid for it, like in the theater, I'd be more upset about it. If that makes sense. But like watching it through HBO now, I think that's totally fine with me. Also, something you may be interested on HBO now is Friends: The Reunion. Is coming out May 27th.
Dave sent it to me, and I had seen it slightly before that, though. But is it just the actors, or is it the actual characters of Friends? I couldn't figure it out. I'm not sure.
Beloved sitcom Friends. No, it's just it's an unscripted reunion special. It's the cast.
That's what I figured. I mean, they've kind of done that before. Not the whole cast, but
yeah, it's actually the whole cast this time. Like they're all 6, the whole cast, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah, that's what you'd be interested in. But yeah, I mean, so back to the movie. It definitely not bad. There's also apparently hold on. All right, I'll get to this after. We'll come to this after. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's not bad. It's like a movie I would say, like, if you see it, like, it's worth seeing. But I wouldn't. If I had to give it like a rating, I would say like stream it. Like, don't go to theater and buy it. Stream, like if you have HBO already, it's worth watching. Stream it, but I wouldn't necessarily say like go like buy it or go like to theater to see it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I lost you. Say something, Rob.
Hello.
All right, cool. I pulled my headphone out for a second and
Oh.
I didn't realize it. So you were talking to my speaker. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, so that's kind of how that goes. Then your next movie I saw was, oh god, this movie has a long title. Hold on. Spiral from the Book of Saw. There we go. That's the full title. Spiral from the Book of Saw.
So is this related to the Saw movies?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So it's the brand new movie. I saw it in theaters. It also has a 6 out of 10 on IMDb. And I think it's a fantastic movie. However, there's a caveat to this very movie.
Okay.
It stars Chris Rock. It is Chris Rock in a serious role. Not like a joking role. It's Chris Rock as Samuel Jackson. And it's actually like pretty decent. Like it's actually a pretty decent movie. I think it's an interesting direction for the Saw movie. I do think the script writing needs work, however. And I think it would almost be great as like a True Detective style show on HBO. Or it would be great for so the issue with this movie is, have you seen Seven?
Yes.
With Brad Pitt
Yep.
and Morgan Freeman? Mm-hmm. Okay. This movie tries to be a Saw movie and tries to be Seven at the same time. But it kind of fails at being both.
Well,
but it's not a bad movie. It's just it's because of that it's mediocre. Like it doesn't really lean into like the gruesome killings like you get out of Saw. Like some of the traps are really interesting and really cool. Mm-hmm. But with how like the killer's motivation in this movie is he's targeting dirty cops, right? Mm-hmm. So they're targeting dirty cops specifically, and then it kind of tilts its hand early, so you kind of can like see who the killer is from like a mile away, and they only have to do like one thing to make it more realistic, like where you see it, or make it seem like that person's not the killer. They could have just did one thing, but whatever. It's fine. That's fine. Like I'm not gonna fault a movie for that. Like yeah, you took your hand early, but it is what it is. But like it tries to get like back to like the roots of Saw, where like it's teaching a lesson and it's getting to that point, which is cool, and I like it. Mm-hmm. But it's also trying to be Seven. It's like trying to be like a deep like investigative thing of like a game of cat and mouse kind of thing, where like you have this deep investigative work happening, and this person's trying to track this person down. You know, you have Chris Rock's character trying to like solve the case and track this person down, who's doing this, but they don't really go full in on that because it's a Saw movie. But they also take away from the fact that it's a Saw movie by focusing on that too. So you end up with this movie that kind of has like this identity crisis of not knowing where it wants to be. Does it want to be a Saw movie, or does it want to be like a investigative movie with like a Saw backdrop? Like, and that's kind of where it is. So it winds up being like a half-hearted Saw movie and a half-hearted like Seven. But it's still like okay, it's still good. Like I would say stream it. I would say wait for it to come out on a streaming platform and stream it. Now there apparently is already a sequel talked about for it. I do like the idea of this movie. That's the best way to put it. I like the idea of this movie, and I would like to see it more. And I would actually like to see a more like investigative take on the Saw, where you have like one detective trying to catch the Saw killer. You know, obviously not John Kramer because he's dead, but I would like a detective trying to solve like a Saw copycat killer, and you have like that cat and mouse game, and like he's always like he's figuring out like 1 second too late or one step too late, so he gets to like the brutally murdered corpse or whatever like too late or whatever. But like I would love that, and I feel like the movie almost gave me that, but it at the same time it didn't, and it set itself up for a sequel, and it set itself up for that kind of movie where like you know who the killer is, he knows who the killer is. And there wasn't like a full closure there, so we could see the next. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we could get that movie.
Good idea, mediocre execution.
Yes, that's the best way to put it. And, I mean, it could just be kind of COVID. I would love to see if there was like a cut version of this, like a different cut of the film, like a longer cut, because the movie's only an hour and 33 minutes.
Mhm.
And I feel like you look like Seven's 2 hours. And how long is the original Saw? Like the original Saw movie is an hour and 43 minutes. And I feel like this movie could have definitely done with a longer runtime. Like the movie could have easily been 2 hours and been better because of it. If what they didn't cut was like just nonsense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the movie is just like location changes. Like it's one person being somewhere else, and it's like, oh shit, we got to go here, and it was like them pulling up there. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of cut weird. It's kind of like the script's not perfect, but like a new script writer, same cast. I like the cast. I actually like Chris Rock having a serious role, but like new script writer, a better script with this same cast, I think could have done it better. But other than that solid movie, I would say see it, but I don't know, seriously, go see it in theaters. Maybe see it on like a matinee. So catch it for at a discount. If you can have a discount, catch it for a discount. Why not? Support your local theaters. Let's do that. Now, hopping into my summer of 2021 TV preview that I just pulled up. Because I saw the Friends cast reunion, and I was like, I mentioned that. So that's coming May 23rd, May 27th, folks, in 1 week from today, next Thursday.
One quick little thing before you do that. Since you mentioned HBO, Discovery Channel just bought HBO, so you might be able to get HBO Plus and Discovery Plus together in a package now.
Discovery Channel bought HBO. I did not know Discovery Channel had that kind of cash.
Apparently they do. They bought all of Warner from AT&T.
Huh. I didn't know Discovery had that kind of cash. Like, good for them.
Yeah, apparently a lot of older people like to watch Discovery Channel.
I mean, Discovery Channel's fine. Like, I watch it a lot sometimes, but I mean, I'm kind of old, but you know.
Yeah.
And apparently, along with next month, there's going to be a launch of HBO Max's $10 a month tier, with ads. So you can pay $15 a month without ads, like you are right now, or if you want to go cheaper, you can go $10 a month but have ads, kind of like Hulu. But still get access to all the stuff early in theater, like In the Heights, Space Jam: A New Legacy, the new Suicide Squad, the new Dune, or Matrix 4. Oh, I know. Those you have to have the $15 a month. So the $15 a month tier, which is what it is right now, will give you access to the same day as theater streams. So like In the Heights, Space Jam, Suicide Squad, Dune, and Matrix 4. Those are all, you would get those with the $15 a month. Or if you don't want to care about that, you just want to watch content like later down the road, $10 with ads, and you're good to go. I think honestly for $5, that plus ads, that's worth it, in my opinion. But yeah. So coming soon to HBO Max next week. Well, 6 days from tomorrow or today when you're listening to this, it will be Friends the Reunion on HBO Max. Then we have Rugrats coming. The new Rugrats series will premiere on Paramount Plus on Thursday, May 27th. So there is a new 26 episode season Rugrats coming out. And I'm kind of interested. It's gonna the art style is kind of interesting because it's modern, but at the same time, it still kind of captures the feel of what Rugrats was. So I kind of like it. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna see if I can get a little screenshot for you here. And send you this. Boop. Because it wouldn't be an S, so I gotta keep up with in character.
While you're looking for the picture,
I kind of cut that weird, but you can see the style from that.
Where did you send it?
I just posted it in general chat on SU.
Oh, okay. I'm still under dumbass. Oh yeah, I see.
Like
They're
it's modern style, but it's
they're
like
like
still
more
kind of
3D
captures.
rendered than they used to be.
Yeah. So it'd be 2D drawings, but it still kind of captures the feel of it. I don't dislike it. I don't hate it, honestly. And then next 1 week from tomorrow, fans out there, we have Lucifer Season 5 Part 2, which is going to be on Netflix.
This one has God in it.
It does. Who's played by the Allstate man. So apparently, all this time we have been in good hands. We just didn't know it.
I guess so.
God's been selling insurance. Like I feel like they need to make that joke. Like I feel like they need to be like, "Yo, man, you've been selling insurance for 10 years." I feel like that needs to be a thing. That's a really odd picture for some reason.
They're making Wool into a TV series. I don't know. It was a very good book. I enjoyed it. So I don't know if people out there have read it, but if you did or did not, it is a good book, and they are now making it into a TV series. Unfortunately, it's on Apple TV, so you'd have to have that to watch it.
Wait, which?
Wool, Wool, Wool.
Okay. Well, speaking of Apple TV, that's what threw me off for a second. Speaking of Apple TV, Apple TV, all you fans of Stephen King out there, so looking at you, Mrs. Webster, apparently he is adapting his own novel, Lizzie's story. He's adopting his novel, about a woman played by Julianne Moore, who must contend with a mysterious stalker after her husband, a famous novelist, dies. King has stated this will be one of his favorites that he's written, and the supporting cast is top-notch, including Clive Owen and Jennifer Jason Leigh. So there you go, folks.
I'm pretty sure I've read that book. It was good.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's getting adapted on Apple TV. So one more reason I'm debating on getting Apple TV. June 4th.
Just really good. Also, strangely enough, Stephen King was in one episode of the Sons of Anarchy as the guy that like dissolves bodies. I was like, what the hell?
Yep, there you go. So also, have you ever read this is going to be a show I think Webby's really going to love. I'm going to talk him into watching it. I think he's going to like it because you're going to have Sweet Tooth is going to be premiering on I can't talk. Premiering on Netflix Friday, June 4th. Sweet Tooth is based off a comic written by one Jeff Lemire. Sweet Tooth follows a young boy named Gus trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world, and he just happens to be half deer.
Well,
so by the way, no, it's actually a really good comic, and I'm super excited for this to get adapted. So Sweet Tooth is pretty solid. So I would recommend that. That's a big recommend for me. I would say check it out unless they fuck it up, but I don't think they're going to. So it's a big recommend for me. Check it out. That's June 4th on Netflix. Then you have Little Birds, which is on Stars, which I don't know what that's about, but listen, folks, this is erotically charged. It says it in the first line. Juno Temple stars in this erotically charged series inspired by the posthumous collection of short stories by Anais Nin, best known as the author of Henry and June. These adventures may occur in the past, but believes when we say that their behaviors, if they are faithful to the source material, are salacious enough to make you consider finding a way to clear your streaming history. Dun, dun, dun.
Well.
So basically, porn, guys. To be fair, the Henry and June movie from 1990 was rated NC-17. Just throwing that out there. It's NC-17. So.
Okay.
And this is adapted from the novel, so you know the novel was worse than the show, than the movie. So let's see. I'm looking at the IMDb Sex and Nudity Parents Guide. So we're going to scroll through this because I'm off topic now. Because why not? So in the beginning, Anais finds several nude photographs in a closet. There is also a card with an old painting of a woman having sex with an octopus. The Dream of the Fisherman's Wife. It's a nice painting, by the way. Hey, that's actually a real painting. The Dream of the Fisherman's Wife is a real painting. There's a film that a niece watches with several women kissing each other. Oh no, how dare they? A niece and Henry have sex in the back room of a club. There is much heavy breathing and thrusting, but no nudity. I yet to see why this is NC-17. Directly after this scene, it cuts to Anise and Hugo having sex very graphically. After she lies in bed completely nude. I mean, but that's not another sex scene. Anise and Henry
feel like this movie appeals to me.
I mean, probably not. I'm just scrolling through. I don't see why this is NC-17. It could have been NC-17 for the times. I don't know. I mean, it was the 90s. Anyway, Little Birds, June 6th on Stars. If you're horny, watch it. All right.
Or you could, just watch porn.
But if you want to watch not watch porn, but then be actually watch porn, and then just be like, but no, it's a TV show. It's fine.
This is porn you can watch in the living room, I guess.
Yes, exactly. with company over, it is normal. It's normal, right? Okay, Rob, company comes over, you can't just play gay porn on the television. But if you put on, you can, but you shouldn't. It's frowned upon. Masturbation on an airplane, it's frowned upon.
Ironically, a lot of gay porn starts with, "Hey, come over and watch porn with me."
Yes, but more importantly, Rob, you can theoretically if you put on a show, a movie or a television show that is about male strippers, it's not as frowned upon. You're just watching a show. If there happen to be male nudity in it, well, so be it. That's just part of the show. See how that works? Then you're not that weird guy that invites people over to watch porn. You're just that weird guy that invites people over, and you happen to watch TV shows. But see, there's a difference.
This is also why Magic Mike exists. So
exactly, Magic Mike was never marketed to women. It was, but it really wasn't. Let's be honest. All right, so Loki, that's coming out Wednesday, June 9th. I mean, watch it. There's nothing else I need to say about that. It's fucking Loki. Watch it. You're gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. We're all gonna watch it. Watch it. So we have Lupin Season 2 is coming out on June 11th. I didn't watch the first Lupin. I heard great things about it. But yeah. So June 11th. I heard good things about it. I would check it out, but I haven't really personally done so. Tuca and Birdie Season 2, apparently. I didn't know Tuca and Birdie was going to get a second season, but, I mean, I guess good for Tiffany Haddish and Ali Wong. It's a funny show. Okay. So, Adult Swim. We got The Republic of Sarah. It's a CW show. Okay, I wanted to rant about the CW. I love the CW. I love a lot of their stuff that they do. Don't get me wrong. We've talked about this before. When they showed the picture of this, in my head, I said, this looks like a CW shot. And then I read the show. I'm like, yeah, it's a CW show. So I'm saying CW has a look. Is this the East Coast version of Virgin River? That should not be no, that's not a selling point. Well, it might be a selling point for some. I don't think it's a selling point. I'm kind of rambling, but that's okay. But apparently this is the East Coast version of Virgin River. So, I mean, if you were a Virgin River fan, check it out. If you're wondering what Virgin River was, like I am, let's go find out. All right. Virgin River was a TV series from 2019 to whenever. It might still be ongoing. Not sure. Rated TV 14 on Netflix. Seeking a fresh start, a nurse practitioner, Melinda Moreau, moves from Los Angeles to a remote Northern Carolina town and is surprised by what and who she finds. Well, that just sounds bright and dandy. I think I may need to check that one out. Add that to the list. Really? No, I'm not going to watch Virgin River. He says now, next week comes back, yo, that was the best show I've ever seen. It made me cry. But anyway, a high school teacher liberates her small New Hampshire town. Oh, shit. New Hampshire, guys. We're here. I got to get Webby to watch this show and tell me if it's accurate. He's going to be like 10 out of 10, would not watch the show again because they're all too fucking happy. Everybody's too happy. It's New Hampshire. We're all angry and bitter. Liberates her small New Hampshire town from the clutches of a greedy mining company. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. Can you guys tell that Rob left me yet and I'm just rambling? Can you tell? does it show? And since we grew up in the Granite State, let us tell you this is a story that would totally happen in New England. I gotta ask Webby about this show. I'm gonna bookmark this show because this website gives it the cosign, and I don't believe it. So Rob, you lived in New Hampshire and surrounding areas enough. So tell me, does this sound right? First off, I'm talking about the Republic of Sarah, which is a series premiering on CW on June 14th. And I told the listeners, I said, honestly, looking at this picture, the first thing that popped in my head was, this is like a CW long shot. And then I looked down and saw, oh, it is a CW shot. So I'm like, they have a type. But more importantly, this is the East Coast version of Virgin River. So I was like, what the fuck is Virgin River? So I looked up Virgin River and I was like, oh, that sounds terrible.
Well,
but I mean, I'm going to read you I'll read you the synopsis or the stinger for Virgin River, and you tell me if this sounds awful. Mm-hmm. Seeking a fresh start, a nurse practitioner, Melinda Moreau, moves from Los Angeles to remote Northern Carolina town and is surprised by what and who she finds.
Northern Carolina? What is that? Yeah. Like North Carolina?
Oh, not Carolina. Sorry, Northern California. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Northern California town. But either way, it sounds terrible.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like
because she moves from Los Angeles and goes slightly north, and then her whole life changes.
Apparently. It hasn't even left the state, and it's like, oh my god, everything's so different. I mean, when I moved up here, my family acted like I was moving to like Europe. So,
and you're like, you guys don't even like me, so why do you care?
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I moved 2 states away, and it's not any different, except that they don't have a stop shop, which is weird. But
I mean, yeah, that's a little weird. But hear me out. So. This is the East Coast version of Virgin River. So hear me out. A high school teacher liberates her small New Hampshire town from the clutches of a greedy mining company. That is what this is about.
I'm not allowed to speak ill of the greedy mining company. I must terminate this conversation.
But can I just say, first off, those two plot lines sound nothing alike.
No, they don't.
2, then this article goes on to give the cosign and says, and since we grew up in the Granite State, let us tell you, this is a story that would totally happen in New England. And I'm like, I don't believe that's true.
I have never run into a mining company in all the years I have lived in Connecticut or New Hampshire. So, and I've been to most of New England lots of times. I mean, I'm sure they exist. But
like, let alone not a greedy one, a greedy money.
Prevalent as this makes it sound.
All right. Fun times, guys. Fun times. So anyway, that's the Republic of Sarah. You can catch that on CW Monday, June 14th. I smell it's getting 1 season, but I could be wrong. All right, AMC new show June 20th. Kevin Can Fuck Himself. That's what the show's called.
Well,
Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Is this the kind or just go?
I don't. We'll see. We're thrilled to see Annie Murphy back to showcase her comedic talents after Schitt's Creek ended. This genre-bending send-up of sitcoms give her the opportunity to show a range and explore some dark corners as she plays a frustrated housewife who decides to kill her deadbeat husband. So I'm guessing the go fuck yourself kind. So yeah, there you go. AMC, June 20th. Check out Kevin Can Fuck Himself. Season 2 of Motherland Fort Salem. I haven't seen season 1, so. All right.
So apparently, I looked it up. Apparently, New Hampshire has 113 active mines. So maybe it is more prevalent than I thought.
All right, well, whatever. I mean, I'm going to have to ask Webby tomorrow if he's ever heard of a greedy mining company. Are there like greedy mining companies? Also, too, when this show premieres, we're going to have a accent rating corner with Webby. Webby's going to rate the accent of the show because they say she nails the accent. So I want to see if it's true.
There's also, like, they don't even mine for, like, interesting stuff like gold or even coal. It's beryllium, feldspar, and mica. Like, you can find mica on the fucking ground just laying around.
It's a shell company. It's a shell company. They're funneling for the mob. Oh shit, they are greedy. Oh no. Anyway. All right, Netflix, Sex Life premieres June 25th. We've watched the oohs, ahs, and oopses of love triangles play out countless times on screen, but Sex Life takes things several steps forward. As a woman gets into all sorts of rendezvous with her entire sexual history, as she works to reconcile her current mom status with her wild child past.
I like how you read that in a porn preview voice.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna start reading everything in a porn preview voice. Bosch is coming out in season 7. That's good. Good job, Bosch. Proud of you. 7 seasons. A Discovery of Witches season 2 premieres in AMC June 27th. I had a hard time getting into the first season of that. Like, it's not bad. I know I need to get like past like the first like 2 episodes, and I know it gets better, but it's a slog the first 2 episodes. But I did like the show. I just like never could sit longer than 2 episodes. I know it sounds like weird saying I like the show, but I did. I like the concept of the show. I think it was my short attention span and not the show. I'll put it that way.
I am starting to fear for the mental health of the people of New Hampshire after reading into this mining stuff, because there was like one of the other things was amethyst, and I was like, oh, that's cool, amethyst mine. The amethyst mine is for you to go there to pay them to mine amethyst on your own. I was like, yeah, this mine is a pay-to-dig site. It attracts a large number.
You can go rent time to use their mine. Like, oh hey, we have a mine here. You can can I rent an excavator? Like, can I use an excavator? Like, if I have a license, can I rent the excavator and just excavate? That's fucking stupid. I quit. I quit everything.
I don't know.
So then we have Monsters at Work coming to Disney Plus July 2nd, which Monsters at Work is a prequel. No, sorry. After their hilarious debut on Monsters Inc., we followed Mike and Sully back to college in the prequel Monsters University. Now we're finally getting a look at what happens when they run the show. Monsters at Work is a sequel to the original film, exploring a monstropolis powered by children's laughters instead of screams. So we get the sequel to Monsters Inc., Monsters at Work. So it's coming out July 2nd. So there you go. Making the Cut season 2. All right, cool. It's a design competition, premiering on Prime Video. So if you were a fan of Making the Cut, season 2 starts July 16th, starring Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn. Physical. If you miss glow and love rose burn like we do, shake those 80s leggings and let your body talk. To this story of a housewife who might just escape the shackles of suburbia as she latches onto the aerobic craze. There you go.
Nope.
For just 10 cents a minute. Or you're gonna go deep porn voice guy. For just 10 cents a minute, I can make all your wildest dreams come true. Anyway,
after her workouts, she likes to sit in the bathtub, and you can now buy her bathwater.
Oh yes, let's get physical. Bathwater. Got Rose Burns. Yeah. So basically, it's the aerobics craze of the 80s. It's a show that produced Apple TV about the aerobics crazes in the 80s, apparently. So if you're into aerobics and you like the 80s, right up your alley. Ted Lasso season 2 on Apple TV. Don't have Apple TV, so never seen Ted Lasso season 1, but it's coming July 23rd. Ted Lasso. Friday, July 23rd. We are getting Masters of the Universe Revelation. Kevin Smith, geek icon, friend of IMDb, and the guy who made Clerks, is stepping into the world of streaming animation with a reboot of He-Man and Masters of the Universe. The new series will continue the adventures from the animated original while also serving as a jumping-on point for viewers who don't know Skeletor from Orko. No word yet on if we'll see an appearance from He-Man's twin sister and fellow Netflix star She-Ra. So we're getting a new He-Man, courtesy of Kevin Smith. I will check that out. But no word on the next season of Castlevania, which makes me sad. Also, Gossip Girl is expected to premiere on HBO Max in July 2021. There's a Gossip Girl reboot. It's coming. If you like Gossip Girl and you want to see this new Gossip Girl, check it out. Sometime in July on HBO Max. Now possibly Discovery Max. Discovery HBO Max. Discovery HBO Max. Boom. Didn't even pay me for that. And then our next series here is Riverdale, Rob. We have Riverdale. Returns, Season 5 returns to CW on Wednesday, August 11th. Did I lose you, Rob? Did I lose you? Rob's muted. Rob muted on me. No! I don't deserve this pain. Why do all my friends leave me behind? Anyway, Paramount Plus, Star Trek Lower Deck Season 2 premieres August 12th, 2021. So, Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks. Like animated Star Trek, kind of funny, kind of cool. Actually, not bad. I actually kind of like it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I actually kind of liked it. I will watch the second season, see if it gets better. I'd recommend it. Just throwing that out there. Boom. The Walking Dead Season 11 premieres the final season. Probably like 8 seasons after it should have ended. But the final season finally premieres August 22nd. And since they've already tried their spinoffs, I really hope that they don't spin off any more shows from The Walking Dead. Like, I'm happy that everybody did their Walking Dead characters, or everybody from Walking Dead went on to have good careers or have like good backing into like their portfolio. Like, I'm really happy that that's the case. But I really hate that show. Like, that show is like the show has been a zombie for years itself, and it's been need to get put down. So it's the final season, and I'm super happy that it's the final season.
I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yep. And then we have What If, and this summer in Disney Plus. What if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers? Or if T'Challa left Earth as a child and became Star-Lord instead of the Black Panther? Based on the comic of the same name, Disney Plus animated series What If explores alternate takes on pivotal moments in the MCU. Jeffrey Wright stars as the Watcher, an extraterrestrial being who ties the anthology series together as he observes the multiverse in which these stories take place.
That sounds like it's going to be good. I love the What If comics.
I agree. I agree that sounds like it's going to be good. And that is all I have for our new shows coming out and our other shows that existed and things that we talked about. Also, Greenland with Gerard Butler. Wasn't bad. If you like disaster movies, I'd watch it. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. But it sounded pretty good. I also want to watch Wrath of Man. Not like that sounds good. I need to watch it at some point with Jason Statham because I do love me some Jason Statham. But that's that. Anything you got? Anything, Rob?
Magic the Gathering is coming out with D&D cards, and some of my friends posted some. They look pretty cool. They have Lolth, the Spider Queen. They've got Tiamat.
Cool. That seems cool.
Where are they? Here they are. The ones they posted, were Lolth, the Spider Queen. She's apparently a planeswalker.
Of course she
Tiamat, legendary creature, dragon god. There's a guy called Drizzt.
Dritz? Yeah.
Duerden?
Dritz Duerden? Yep, he's of the
Elf Ranger.
What series is that? Fuck. I know the series. I've read the series back and forth. I can't think of the damn name of it though.
And that'd be Holder Token. And those are the 4 cards that my friends posted to show me.
That looks really cool. I'm looking up some of these. Looking at some of these. It looks really cool. But yeah, I don't know how far we in, Rob, but I mean,
Let's see. Craig, when did you start recording? Tell me, please.
Chris,
Tell me, you fool.
Chris, I got started recording 3 hours ago. Joke's on you, motherfucker.
It's almost an hour. It's been 5. It's 5 of an hour.
Look at us, Rob. We are on our game. We're on our shit today. Proud of us.
We are.
Proud of us, Rob. Proud of us.
Not a short episode.
No, it's not. All right, Rob, you got any science cornery stuff?
The only thing I've read recently is extinction. It's bad, and we're causing it a lot faster than it happens normally in history. So stop causing extinction. Not good. Apparently, like, they did like a study of, like, because there's been like 5 different cataclysms that killed off like 80% of the species that existed, but like even stretching it out over like years and years, I think they said it was like 1 species per 1 million that actually went extinct until man became prevalent, and now it's like 100,000 times that. So yeah, we're doing bad things with all our pollution. So maybe stop.
That's about right.
But yeah, that's the only sciencey thing I've read lately, and I only kind of half read it because I was doing something else. So.
Hey,
Yeah,
I get you.
kind of a lame science corner this week.
No, I mean that's actually not that bad. All right, and my life advice is this, because it's a life advice I'm taking for myself this year and going into next year, is travel as often as possible, people. Like, just even if it's just like driving, somewhere you haven't been in your state or out of your state or wherever. Just travel as much as possible, see as much as you can, do as much. Don't pass up on any opportunities to do stuff, because the world's too big and life is too short to just stay in your comfort zone forever. So if somebody throws you an opportunity to do something, but you're a little nervous about it, just do it. Just go out there and do it. I mean, if it's not gonna like get you like murdered or fired, but other than that, I mean, just go for it.
Yeah, if you live in California, move to Northern California. It's life-changing.
Apparently, it's freaking life-changing. Apparently, it's life-changing. So, yeah, I mean, that's what you should do. In my opinion, that's my life advice, is just enjoy your life as much as you possibly can. Don't let that inner voice talk you out of what could be a really good experience. Live long and prosper. Boom. There you go. All right, Rob, where can people find you on the internet, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Confessor_X and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX. And you can find Matilda at Matilda_DMP.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at DMP_Pookie and on Twitch at Mr.D3. And as always, you can find me on eBay looking for bear repellent spray, because Webby keeps getting attacked by bears and I miss my friend.
Yep. And as always, fuck Booster Gold.
Yeah, fuck Booster Gold. Like, seriously. Fuck that guy. Yeah.
I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says the world can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional.